All right, welcome back, guys. Hey, look, a little bit of movie news, man. It's going to be awesome. Look, check this out, guys. You got to understand one thing. We are here to make sure you guys be updated with the latest news and not just be talking about nonsense. That's why we prepare. We do what we have to do to make sure you hear the sounds. You hear what I'm saying? You be updated with the latest movie news. If you're a moviegoer, if you love everything movies, you're a turn to the bottom line. Roger, thank you. So, Avatar, this movie, oh my God, I've seen it in 3D. You already seen my review. Those that have not, go to my channel, go to YouTube, YouTube on my channel, on my YouTube channel, go to Facebook, go to Twitter, go to Twitch. I'm up there, I'm on Spotify. Go up there, listen to my podcast, listen to my review of Avatar, The Way of Water. I didn't spoil anything. I just gave out my idea thoughts of how the movie was and is and still what it's doing in the box office. It makes sense. So, without further ado, look, Avatar surpassed the $2 billion mark worldwide. And that's amazing, guys. This movie only been out for 5 weeks. When I say 5 weeks, 5 weeks, this movie has surpassed the $2 billion mark. It took the first one almost 2 years to even get to the amount of fame and highest riches that it did when it came out 13 years ago. The sequel took no time, only 5 weeks to break that mark. So the question is, will this movie eventually beat the first Avatar in worldwide sales? Could this movie hit $3 billion? Could it? I believe it can. Because it's just the legs on this thing, even as we speak right now, it's just phenomenal. No other movie is dare to go against this movie. The only movie besides Megan, we'll get to that movie soon. But the thing is, this movie is doing what it's supposed to do. It's official. James Cameron is back. He is the ruler of the land. And guess what? He has now 3 movies that is in the top 3 of this category. Alongside Titanic and the original Avatar. Now, the mega achievement was you get what I'm saying, ahead of the weekend with the global gross on the 20th Century Studios and Disney circle now $2.024 billion through Sunday. That includes the $1.426 billion from overseas turn sales. So guess what? This movie alone has made overseas by itself $1 billion by itself offshore. That means that the offshore of Way of Water has become the number 4 title of all time, jumping past the Avengers, guys. The Avengers. So the Avengers have been collapsed, and now it's gunning for the Avengers Endgame, Avatar, and Titanic. So it's going to be Titanic, but can it beat the Avengers Endgame? The Avengers Endgame is 2.7. Now this has already hit the 2 billion mark. The only movie I see that might give its competition, and that movie is out next month, and we got almost 2 weeks left in this month. So I don't know, man. It's not really 2 weeks, because if you count this weekend, it's pretty much over. Next week starts February. So I don't know. It got a great run, man. It has a great run. And this is according to Deadline, man. So look, I'm very impressed with James Cameron doing in this movie. I know you're tired of hearing about Avatar. I know you're tired of hearing about this movie. We got Avatar. But the sequel came out of nowhere and it's doing gangbusters. So there's a big fan base for this movie. There's a big, I want this movie out here. I want to watch this movie over and over in 3D, IMAX, whatever. This fan base is like, yes, we need to go ahead and continue to show this movie. So I'm just saying, guys, look, Avatar is doing what it's supposed to do. And if it's not going to do what it's supposed to do, James Cameron said it had to break $2 billion to be profitable. I don't believe that. See, it had to break $4.4 million to be profitable. and it did that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to say this right here. Let's say million billion. So the thing is, it did that. So it broke the 4.4 billion. Now it's over 2.042 billion. By the weekend, it's going to be 2.3. The way it's going. So this movie's not going nowhere. So I just believe that this movie is going to stand the test of time. And think about this: on the worldwide basis, The Way of Water remains number 6 movie. Number 6 movie film of ever, all time. Let me tongue twist that, because I just tongue twist that. It's the number 6 film of all time right now. Number 6 film. So, with the Navi next set on leapfrogging Infinity War, which is going to do it, Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Look at these movies that this movie is about to surpass. It's about to just surpass Infinity War. It's going to surpass Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Man, it's crazy. That is not the overall, worldwide, because The Force Awakens only made $2 billion. Now, this movie's already close to that mark that The Force Awakens made, and much more. So just think about that, guys. And then what happens later this week? The epic sci-fi adventure will become the number 4 movie of all time globally and give James Cameron 3 of the top 4 movies of all time. So globally, Avatar: The Way of Water has grossed $227 million from IMAX alone. That's a lot of money for IMAX. Overtaking Star Wars: The Force Awakens to become the second highest grossing film in the format's history. James Cameron, man. So if part 2 is doing this, I know part 3 is going to do much, much more. That makes sense? Now check this out. This 6th weekend overall saw a 38% drop overseas. That's overseas. Bringing in a further $56.3 million owing to the opening sale dollars of Lunar New Year. Avatar had a 56% drop in China. However, it has reached $229.7 million there and stands as the highest grossing studio film of the pandemic era in that market, also having passed the original release of the original Avatar, the first one. James Cameron, man. Congratulations, man. You're doing great stuff. Now, the top 10 overseas markets to date are China with $229.7 million, France with $129.8 million, okay, Germany $117 million, Korea $96.9 million, the UK $81.9 million, India $57.9 million. Now check this out: Australia $55.1 million, Mexico $51.4 million, Spain $47 million, Spain, and Italy $45.3 million. That's the overseas market, y'all. That's where all the money's coming from. The $1 billion that's overseas, internationally alone. These countries are just eating this movie up. Now, internationally, The Way of Water remains the number 1 movie non-local film, saving Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia, Central America, and the Vietnam. Number 1 movie still, guys. Now check this out. Regionally overseas, Europe has grossed an estimated $667 million to date. That's 72% in 3D formats and premium formats alone. Asia Pacific has done an estimated $598 million. Come on, guys. You guys overseas love this movie, man. It's gangbusters. That's 75% 3D PFFs overseas. And the Latin America has brought in an estimated $161 million to date. That's 54% of the 3D platforms overseas over in that territory. This movie is going to continue to grow, continue to do what it's got to do. The film is now the top grosser ever in Australia, Lithuania, Bulgaria, Hungary, Lebanon, Romania. So good God, a lot of Russian, provinces. When I say Russian, excuse me, I'm gonna rephrase that. Overseas, international territories, and Colombia. In the terms of studio films, it is the biggest ever in India, Turkey. Man, this movie just big. It's big, guys. So y'all know it's big. Most of y'all participated about 5 times. While Avatar 2 has been enjoying a strong and now extended run in China, the focus there this weekend was the start of the Lunar New Year festival period. Okay. Now, sci-fi sequel The Wandering Earth 2, starring Wu Ying and Andy Liu, was the top earner with 472.4 million in RMB in China. That's 69.7 million through Sunday per Mulan. So it was followed by suspense comedy Full Red River. Excuse me. Excuse me. So Full Red River. According to the deadline box office, RMB 402.4 million. That's 59.4 million. And the Tony Ying Ching Wang starring historical drama Hidden Blade at RMB 136.5 million. That's 20.1 million. Each of the films received high social scores of 9.4, 9.6, and 9.1, respectively, according to reports over there. Now, the way of water, the New Year period is the most anticipated by the local industry of the past decade. And contrary to previous years, there were no midnight shows for the new titles, because COVID, the virus over there is still hitting hard and strong over there. Okay, so while all screenings were effective from 9 a.m. local time today, and that's as this article was written, pre-sales were estimated to have some come in the lower than last year since the local movie started marketing campaign later than usual. While we also hear that the audiences and the theater managers gripped about the length of the titles during a holiday that is focused on family reunions. Okay, that's the reason. So, which is interesting given the top 3 films actually run far shorter than Avatar 2. So IMAX is making money. IMAX kept its money going, kept the flow going, especially overseas. So look, guys, this movie is gangbusters. 2.042 million as of today. Tomorrow, never know how much it's going to make during the week. And this weekend, it's going to be number 1 again. And then it's going to be part of 2.1 or 2.3. So this movie is going to get close to the original international total of the original Avatar, which stands at 2.9. So the thing is, it's going to pass Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame. It's going to might surpass the original Avatar the way it's going. So this sequel was the most anticipated sequel. It's a sequel that everybody wanted to see. They saw it. They know the 3D spectacle part. It's going to be phenomenal in this movie. Me personally, I'm not a fan of Avatar or the storyline or where it's going. That's for the first movie. Seeing part 2 actually in its full glory, 3D, true 3D, my mind has shifted and changed. It's not going to make me go back and watch part 1. Part 2 did enough to make me want to see sequels and the story get finished, and possibly Avatar 4 and R5. So if he's going to go that far. He said he want to do it like it's episodic. So we're going to see new Navi, evil Navi. Sky people standing. It's going to be a great journey to see this story in, and we need to see it, guys, really. But at the same time, I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon and go back and just watch part 1. To me, part one was what it was. Part 2 is what it is now. So, and then I seen it in its the fullness where it's supposed to be. You get what I'm saying? So, do you know what I'm saying? So, I got it. I understand why people are going back and forth flocking to the movie, because the 3D aspects of the movie brings out the movie and all the characters in it. So this movie is doing what it's supposed to do. So now IMAX is deep in on the 3 CNY movie list above, as well as animated fantasy deep sea. It's all overseas, guys. So the 4 titles grossed 7.2 million across IMAX China network for the second biggest opening day of the new year ever. The Lunar New Year for China. Okay, The Wandering Earth 2 led play at 5.7 million, double its predecessor in 2019. So overseas is keeping Avatar, and all the other movies that's trying to go against it alive. People actually going out and seeing these movies. Now China got their own box office, their own Hollywood over there, their own industry, and it rivals the North America's industry. second to none to when it comes to their movies and their direction of their movies. So China might get back into the industry, get back into the hunt, because last year, not last year, the pandemic was strong too as well. Before the pandemic, China was leading. China actually leapfrogged the North America the Hollywood market, movie market, and became top. But now, since the pandemic, COVID, I see that North America, is getting back into the swing of things, distributing movies nationally, internationally, and is getting back, the moviegoers back into the seats of the theaters. So it's a good thing. But in the other movies that's out there, besides Avatar, it's not all about Avatar. If you read the title, Puss in Boots. Now we're gonna talk about Megan, and Megan, what it's doing. It's a sleeper hit. It's doing what it's supposed to do for you horror fans out there. You guys are going to see these horror movies like ducks flocking to a lake drinking water. So look, it's going to be talked about. Okay. All right. Now, Puss in Boots hit 300 million globally, worldwide. That's good. When it first came out, you went against, you was in the market with Avatar too. So a movie that actually still making this money against a movie like Avatar and a movie like Megan. Megan came out of nowhere. See, Puss in Boots actually hit over $100 million, I think, this past weekend. So it's actually profitable and getting some of this money back. So in other encouraging studio news, Universal and DreamWorks Animation Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. All right, it's closing in on 300 million globally. By today, as of today, it's crossed that. It saw a tiny drop of 19% internationally this frame to add 17.8 million in 78 markets for an offshore sum of 171 million in a worldwide total of 297.5 million. That was earlier, but as today it has crossed 300 million worldwide. Okay, the international performance, China, where the movie has not also been extended, is 39% above Sing 2 at the same point. Puss is notably scored in Latin America. In Mexico, it overtook Avatar 2 this session, for the number one spot and has reached 16.6 million to surpass the lifetimes of both Sing movies. So in Mexico, Puss in Boots 2 has surpassed Sing 1 and Sing 2. Okay. In Brazil, the swashbuckler had more emissions than Way of Water and has sum up 9.6 million in Brazil. Germany, Puss in Boots 2 has topped the lifetime, of Sing 2 with 12.5 million to date. The lead market is France at 18.3 million, followed by Mexico, Germany, Australia with 10.9 million, and Brazil. The UK and Japan are yet to be open. Okay, so the UK and Japan has not opened yet. So when Puss in Boots 2, The Last Wish, opens up in, the UK and, the other market, Japan, is going to gain more money and might actually get close to 400 million worldwide, because you never know. You never know. Now, there's a movie that came out called Babylon. It was a dud in the water. When I saw the trailer, I knew it was going to be a dud. So, Babylon, you need a movie. You know what? Don't get me started. Babylon. Anyway, the movie made 13.2 million in 53 markets this past weekend. So, did it get its money back? I don't think it did. I think the budget was modest, but still, this movie, dead in the water. Dead in the water, man. So, overseas is number 2 with 3.4 million in France. I guess the UK 1.8 million, followed by Australia with 1 million. Korea and Japan bow in February. So it opens in Korea and Japan in February. Yeah, this movie, the marketing, the buzz of this movie wasn't that high anyway. And then you're naming Babylon. If you know what Babylon, you're naming Babylon after a biblical thing from the Bible. And guess what? We all know what Babylon stands for and represents in the Bible. So why would you see the movie and the concept of the movie in the trailer? So I don't think nobody wanted to touch it. So to me, I won't watch it. So, and everybody else that want to watch it or have seen it, just let me know in the comments below was it good or not, because I'm not watching it. but it was a dud on arrival, and it did nothing. I think it's still the red versus the black, but it might make its money back. You never know. People out there still watch movies like that, so I'm not one of them. Now, for all you horror fans, Megan. Well, look, I'm a critic at heart, so Megan is not one of the movies I would go see, especially in the movie theater. So I don't watch movies like that. Yeah, but how can you review movies and don't watch all kinds of movies? Because I'm a believer. I don't watch all kinds of craziness, and I only be led when I watch movies anyway. That's why, Jack. You understand, Matt? All right, how you like that? Bars. So Universal Blumhouse Megan danced to a top of 40% to a drop of 43% in 66 offshore markets this weekend, adding 10.9 million for a 51.3 million international sum to date and 124.6 million global. So that movie is actually making money. It's actually doing great because you never know the budget of this movie was. And it looked like it was not that much, but a 2-time or 3-time modifier overseas, and then also in the North America, the domestic local market is actually doing great here. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. The AI doll is in line with Smile, above Invisible Man, The Black Phone, and Hollywood Ends at the same point in the same markets. Okay. Brazil, which leads into scary stuff, was a highlight with the Thursday bout notching the second biggest opening day for a pandemic horror film, only beaten by The Conjuring 3 and the biggest non-sequel horror opening day since Happy Death Day 2017. My Lord. As of Saturday, it ranked ahead of Avatar 2 in admissions. So a lot of overseas, in most overseas markets, these movies are making more money. The admissions are coming in higher than Avatar 2. But Avatar 2 is still the number one, delivering the strongest performance and popular in mixed theaters. Now check this out. Now, the full frame was good for 1.4 million to make it the best non-sequel horror launch weekend since it in 2017. Okay, the performance across the film's first 3 days was almost double Black Phone at the same point, an outstanding result, considering that Black Phone opened over holidays and is currently the biggest Blumhouse film in Brazil. Hey, Brazil likes horror movies, man. Okay, the top 5 markets to date are Mexico with 7.7 million, the UK with 5.7 million, France with 3.5 million, Spain with 2.9 million, and Australia with 2.86 million. Boy, I love your horror movies. All right, so on other movie news, miscellaneous sums and notable movies that's been out there for a while. The Man Called Otto, Tom Hanks' new movie. International weekend, 31 markets, 20 million international sum, 55.35 million global. Not bad for a movie like that. Whitney Houston, I Wanna Dance with Somebody. Yeah. No, I ain't gonna do it. So 2 million international weekend, 45 markets, 30.7 million international China. Total 53.7 million global. No award winner there. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I choked myself up. Forgive me on that. Man. Okay, loud of crocodile. Yeah. Okay. 1.3 million international weekend in 33 markets. Now check this out. 57.2 million international sum, 104 million global. This movie is making money. How? Okay. Tar. 432K international weekend, UK only. 1.2 million international sum, 7.1 million global. Still money, guys. That's still money. So right now, this is according to Deadline box office right here. Article by Nancy Tuckleton-Loom. Man, I have to tear her name up. But it's a great article. So as of this article today, that is your movie news. So guess what, guys? Avatar is king of the hill, king of the mill, and it's doing what it's supposed to do. Megan is still a sleeper hit. It's number 2 in the box office worldwide. And right now, we know that Ant-Man and the Wasp is coming out on February. We know about that. The Quantumania. So the prequel to Ant-Man and the Wasp. So we know that it's coming out. I don't know if it's going to do that much in the box office. I don't know how much it's going to make. Probably make 142, 123 or something like that. But, also Tron 3. Tron 3 is coming out. Tron 3. I don't know, with Jay Leto. Tron 3. Do y'all want to see Tron 3? Do y'all even like Tron Legacy? Because in order to have Tron 3, who is Jay Leto? Well, I can't even get his name. The dude who played the Joker in Suicide Squad. Jared Leto. So there you go. If he is in the movie and he's the star of the movie or a villain, whoever, what is it going to be about? Because Flynn got out. So the thing is, they're in the real world. So what's the continuation of the story? Because every time I watch Tron Legacy, I like the music, I like the beginning action, but other than that, I fall asleep every time. I'll fall asleep every time to the end, waking up and Jeff Bridges died. That's when I wake up. The movie's boring. So now you want a sequel. I don't know. Tron 3, you're going to just finish the legacy, I got it, or start a new franchise with it. It's cool. The CG cartoon on Disney Plus is awesome as well. But a third movie in the franchise, I don't know. We don't need all these sequels of old franchises. We need new IP, Hollywood. New IP. Don't get me started on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I seen the layouts, Seth Rogen. I see it. I saw what they look like. You made them look like children. So this movie better be fire. You want to explore the teenage side of them? Okay, fine. I know you got them looking like that because you want them to sell toys. You want to sell toys. Okay, man, that's smart strategy. The movie better be fire. Because you're talking to a turtle supporter over here since he was a child. So I'm a big fan. I'm a big supporter of the Turtles. So you got to get them right. They look better than Michael Bay's. How about that, Seth? Your character design, they look better than that monstrosity of the Ninja Turtles. My God, I can't even get out my mouth. Michael Bay jacked that whole entire franchise up, his version of the franchise. They look like Shrek. Leonardo's the only one who looked like a turtle. Everybody else looked like rejects from a comic book, man. So at least the designs of the turtles are awesome. But yeah, other than that, guys, do you want to see Tron 3? Do you want to see a new iteration of the Turtles CG movie versus live action? I prefer live action because one can all the technology that we have, mocap like he did with Michael Bay on live action, and bring the original designs from Part 1 Turtles back. It's too easy. Just an idea. Just an idea. Just an idea. Too easy. Just an idea. 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 Tron 3, New Ninja Turtles. Okay, so guys, I'm just gonna say this, man. You love what you love, and you watch what you watch. The bottom line is the movie industry is starting to tick up. The movies are coming out this year, 2023. Transformers: Rise of the Beast. You got Ant-Man 3. You got what else? You got Ant-Man 3. You got all these other movies coming out that people want to see. Okay, you got Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse. Coming out, Part 1. You got all these movies coming out. You got the Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, the Marvels. That's coming out. You got a whole bunch of sequels coming out. Loki Season 2, The Mandalorian Season 3. All these, that's on the TV side. But the thing is, you got a lot of movies coming out that's going to tie in to a lot of things. So I'm just going to say, whatever you want to watch and then float your boat, I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy. Because 2023 is going to be a big year for movies, and it's but according to Avatar performance, is anything going to hit $1 billion or get over $1 billion? We don't know. Is it going to be $1 billion seller like Avatar is? We don't know. Excuse me. But anyway, you just let me leave it in the comments below what you think about this. What's your favorite movie of the year so far, and what movie you're excited to see? And let me know, and we'll get back with you on some other movie news, okay? So, I am LJ. Bottom liners, thank you for supporting. Thank you for watching. To my mother, shout out. Love you. #1 supporter of all time. Look, I appreciate you guys for supporting the vision. But hey, at the same time, I'm just going to say, look, if it ain't fixed, don't break it, right? If it ain't fixed, don't break it. Roger. All right, bottom liners. Love you. Have a blessed week. See you next segment. My review. Check out my review on Moonfall. Oh my God. Jesus. On Wednesday, check my review on that movie. Why did they make that movie? I'm speechless, man. All right. Check it out. We see you. And Sports Talk, 8:30. Dude, we got to go to the playoffs. Yeah, I talked about Dallas already in the segment, and already in the first segment. Guess what? We got to talk about the whole shebang, okay? Who's going to win? Well, you know what? This is movie news, not football news. So guess what? I can't do it. All right, guys. From me to you, God bless you. Shalom. The Bottom Line, weekdays on LDB TV. Presented by LDB Media.